back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. I'll be focusing a lot more on Brad Pitt. One of my viewers requested I do a reading specifically centered around their divorce and how he's doing, what I see for Brad for the remainder of 2018 going into 2019. As we all know, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, Brangela, as some people would call them, were, the power couple in Hollywood. But just like any other couple, they go through certain things in their marriage. Um, so I'm going to start off what I see, give a little bit of background of what I see on Brad Pitt. Now, Brad Pitt is someone who is very strong, very opinionated. It takes somebody to really soften his heart. I feel like he's had to, he's at a point in his life right now where he is very strong-willed and he has tough skin of leather. He's fearless. He really doesn't fear much. When it comes to his kids, the children, I do feel like that is his vulnerable spot, and that's where he has most sensitivity. But I do get with him, he's been through a lot. The media and the tabloids, they always try to make him out as the bad guy. I feel like he has a genuine and caring nature, and he really does love his kids, and he really did love Angelina. I do feel like he still does love Angelina, but in many ways he knew that the relationship was kind of volatile. I get that with him, he has gone through several roles. A lot of these roles were more sexier in nature, with other, females, and there was a lot of intimacy in certain roles and certain scenes in the movies. A lot of this plays a lot of, it really impacts the marriage. And you see this with a lot of celebrity couples when they get in together, even though there's a mutual understanding, at the end of the day, they're still human beings and they still have feelings and they're still insecure. There are insecurities that they have. And I feel like with Brad, he was in a state, where he had a lot of baggage from previous relationships that he's had with Gwyneth Paltrow, and then the one with Jennifer Aniston, and so he had a lot of different things, that has gone on in his career, management issues, legal issues there, things that, that would have made him, turn to alcohol, turn to, letting off steam and really, kind of trying to numb the pain. But essentially what he was doing was putting a band-aid over his feelings and masking them. I really do feel like Brad Pitt has come full circle. I really do feel like he has changed, and some people would say, it's kind of hard to break an addiction, or it's kind of hard to, change things. Not really, not if you really put, your mind and your body and your soul into that. And I feel like with him, he has really seen the damage, that alcohol played and other, other factors in his life, and how it would control his moods. I also feel like he did suffer from some PTSD. This may have been undiagnosed, but I do feel like there was, some of that he has kind of, gone through. I feel like there was a period in time where he was very angry, and when you fuel that with alcohol and other factors, stress from, his work, because a lot of us, we sit and we watch, as non-celebrities, we watch, these celebrities, and we think, oh, well, they, how hard could they have it? They just, are filming on TV and they just laugh and they go and eat and go to bed, and, they travel and but you really don't understand how much, I think, a lot of us don't really realize how many hours these actors and actresses really put in. Some of them may shoot for 20 hours or 15 hours and they get no rest, and then they have promos to do and they have interviews to do and they're flying, they get jet lag, and if they're feeling crummy or they're feeling really sick, they can't, really say no because they have a contractual obligation. A lot of these celebrities have contracts, with these companies that they are, interviewing with, or their publicist, is sending them to do. And I feel like he was like a ball of fire, almost like there was a culmination of so many factors that really led to him to having this kind of, breakdown that made them call CPS, and, and have this whole shebang, of their marriage, just deciding to end. But let me go ahead and get into the next slide so I can go a little bit more into depth with Angelina now in the picture. So let me go ahead and get to the next slide. All right, so here we have Brad and Angelina. Now, Angelina is a Gemini, I believe. I could be wrong, but she is a very opposite of Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt is very calm and very reserved. He's kind of quiet. He knows how to have a good time, and he does have a sense of humor. But Angelina is more spunky. I feel like she has a lot of issues when I get into her energy. I feel like she doesn't forgive easily, and she does hold on to grudges. She is a beautiful person. She has a beautiful soul. She's very powerful, but she does tend to hold on to some grudges. And I feel like, she also can be kind of bipolar in certain ways. I don't know if she's been diagnosed officially, but I'm just giving you what I'm getting from spirit for her. And I feel like she also, has gone through her own, breakups and stuff, and it's made her really insecure in a lot of aspects, and she just doesn't want to keep repeating this. She had a perfect vision of the family sticking together, but I feel like they would get into arguments over little things. And some of these arguments she would actually create, in the whole relationship. So I feel like a lot of these were, created by Angelina and her energy. Angelina is very intuitive. She is a psychic. Now I'm not saying she reads people, that's not what she does, but she has psychic abilities, very intuitive. But I also get that she has like very strong. I want to say she has telepathy where she can actually influence conditions and people around her with her energy. And that's kind of what I get from her. And I feel like she hasn't really maybe realized all that she can tap into her own energy. And I feel like, whatever she was feeling, Brad would feel it. Or whatever, she was feeling, the kids would feel that effect. And she kind of created this energetic nest of, of negativity. And it kind of festered and festered for a long time until it came to the surface. And they had this breakup, but it wasn't something that just happened overnight, and it wasn't just that Brad responded to one of the kids a certain way. This was something that was already in the making for months. It was something that they were going through, disagreements, arguments, him walking out, leaving for a couple of days, and then she not answering his phone calls. Couples, they all are human. They have their own insecurities, their own things. But I don't feel like at this point, I feel like they're still in contact. I do feel like the divorce itself is being prolonged, and I feel like one of the reasons for this is because um, the universe has given them some time to really, kind of think about their situation and reflect on the impact that this is having on their kids. Now, I know that Brad is very dedicated to his kids, and I feel like he doesn't want to lose custody. He does want to have, some kind of part in their life. But I do get finality in the divorce by 2019. So that's where I'm aiming. It could be anywhere between the first 4 months of 2019. Well, 4 to 6 months of 2019, but I do feel that there is a finality. They're trying to push it for 2018 before this year's over, but I feel like it's going to lag out a little bit longer, and I feel like they're still ironing out, visitations and rights. At the end, I feel like there's going to be a mutual agreement, but right now he's kind of, Brad is in a state of mind where he has made peace, he has worked on his energy, and he's, done that, but he still feels, like he doesn't even know who Angelina is anymore. I feel like she's done. She doesn't want to really associate with him, and I feel like they're trying to move on and really create their own lives all over again. But when you have that many children together, even if some of them were adopted, it's not a situation that's easy to just to put away. The children are the main priority between for Angelina and Brad Pitt, right now. And I feel like they are definitely, going to come to an agreement and compromise. There's going to be a lot of compromising, but I feel like they will be on speaking terms. Not necessarily the best situation, but I feel like she still does love Brad in many ways, and she wishes the best for him. That's what I get from her. But she also, has periods where she's thinking, God, this all, was just a nightmare. How could it, it happen? So with Brad, the one thing that I see for him going into 2018, 2019, there's still going to be temptation. Even though he's worked on himself and he's sober now and he's, in a good place, mentally and spiritually. There is always temptation. So I still see that there's a lot of temptation around him and those past habits. So he has to be very strong and really work on that to get past that so he doesn't get pulled back into that circle. I actually do see a union with Brad Pitt and someone else. I don't feel it's who the media is saying now. I actually get it's a younger woman, and I feel like she may not be exactly in the spotlight, all the time, but she is. I feel like she is going to be an actress as well, but a younger actress, and I feel like there is going to be a relationship that we will see over the next 2 to 3 years, and Brad Pitt really reconnecting again and being in a long-term relationship. As far as Angelina, I feel like she's going to constantly have issues in her love life, and she's like done. I don't feel like she will marry again. I don't see that path for her. I feel like she's definitely going to be more on a single status and maybe, hey, date, put herself out there again. But right now her focus is on her career, her children, and I feel like, this is her main focal point, and just being healthy, because she's had, her scare with cancer and other, physical ailments that she has. So, um, she's a good person. She just has to work through some anger issues. We're all human. We all get angry, but I feel like she hasn't been able to forgive certain things that Brad maybe had done to her, and things that she had done to herself, because I see like she has self-sabotaged herself a lot, in this whole relationship. And then with careers, I feel like there was a lot of a lot of assumptions on her part, and also these feelings of, maybe being too harsh on Brad, in the whole midst of everything. So she's bringing balance into herself. I don't feel like she will be ultimately happy when it comes to her love life, but she will, meet another guy, and she will be with this person. But I feel like she will, end that relationship too, and it's always going to be a cycle with her, where it's karmic. So she has a lot of karmic issues on her part, where she will not, be able to get back together with someone and be long term with them. There will always be like something that tears them apart, and it usually is a trust issue, arguments, and things that, that she needs to work on herself, and kind of releasing. I think once she can get a hold of her emotions, she should keep like a journal, a diary, and write all of her feelings every day. If she can channel a lot of her emotions and stuff, the intensity that she carries around her aura and her energy will be a lot less um, impactful in a negative way, and it'll be more positive. But I feel like she is going to be going through some changes also, in her career, as far as what she's, going into. We're going to see a different part of Angelina, and different roles. She is loved by Hollywood. She's done a lot of good, movies and other things, other projects that she has lined up. Um, but yeah, I feel like, for the most part, they are both trying to heal, each other. They're trying to heal separately and really get back to a place of, just being amicable. That is all for the sake of the children, putting all differences aside. But yes, I do feel like there is a finality coming by 2019. And again, they're trying to push for 2018, but I feel like it's going to be in the first part of 2019, when this is actually finalized. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And if you'd like to set up a private reading with me, you can go to my website. That's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. And also be sure to check out my other playlists on my YouTube channel. I just published today the June 2018 horoscopes. So thank you once again. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing day.